Hey guys, it's Reagan, and today I'm talking about The Last Jedi. So, let me tell you this. I thought it was really great, and I'm not going to go into spoilers, but I just thought it's very similar vibes to the prequels, but it was a very outstanding movie, and I really enjoyed it, and I really recommend you to go see it. I went through a whirlwind of emotions. I was rooting for people. I was literally crying and bawling my eyes out. So, it was really great. That's exactly what you wanted in a movie. So let's get started with the spoilery section. Okay, so now I'm gonna get into the spoilers. So if you haven't seen this movie, then if you don't want to be spoiled, then stop watching right now. Okay, I warned you, now I'm gonna start. Okay, so when it first opens up, you get a shot of Billy Lord and some other random guy, but she's very much in this movie. She's in it so many scenes, so that was kind of nice to see her, especially acting with her mother, Carrie Fisher. So first, when Rey interacts with Luke, Luke is so much like Yoda. He's kind of like a little hermit. He just goes around the island, he stabs fish, and he just basically does his daily routine, and Rey just follows him. It is so similar to Yoda. And then once kind of they break away from that and they get into more of the training, it is very similar to Obi-Wan, where he's just trying to get rid of all the misconceptions about the Force and move past that with Rey. So then also throughout the movie, Rey and Kylo have these Force FaceTimes. But basically they see each other and then they're communicating even though they're in totally different areas, right? So we later find out that's because of Snoke, but those Force FaceTimes, they even continue after Snoke dies, so it's kind of interesting. But I found that it's a very similar parallel to Luke and Leia, how Luke and Leia continue to sense each other, and that's why I still believe Rey is related through either she's Luke's daughter or just a part of the Skywalker family tree. I think that she's in it because her heritage is kind of iffy. Then also you just have Kylo. He's very similar to Anakin, Revenge of the Sith. He's just having a lot of internal conflict, and then he just kind of acts out. You can tell that he wants to be a part of something and have his own kind of new thing, but he just totally wants to get rid of the past, and he can't get past getting rid of the past, if you know what I'm saying. And he thinks that will actually release him, but it's actually just hindering him. Then you have this point where Kylo almost kills Leia. So he's hesitating, and it's in the trailer, but he doesn't pull the trigger, right? But it ends up that somebody else does, and Leia just floats out in space. I was like, oh my god, are they gonna kill her right here? I was like, they can't do it, something else has to happen. And lo and behold, Leia uses the Force and just goes back into the ship, and that is freaking so she's badass. But that was really good. So I really enjoyed that moment. I was like, you go, Leia. Commander Holden. So Commander Holden throughout it is very interesting. I do like her. I think she is a good component. Lauren Dern did a really good job throughout acting through it, and I don't know, I really enjoyed her character, even though there wasn't that much to it. But it was kind of interesting when she took over from Leia. And then she's very smart and self-sacrificing and can just figure things out. And she kind of goes against Poe, who's just hot-headed and just wants to continue to attack. But I will tell you that the battles were weak. The ships just keep on going, and then they just keep going. It's just because they're just a little bit faster. I mean, honestly, that's kind of inconsistent. Shouldn't they just get somebody to just fly out there fast and then bomb them? You know what I'm saying? It's really, that's the best you can do. So that part I think fell flat for me. Honestly, they were just being a little bit faster, and I was like, okay. Then you have Yoda as a Force ghost. So Luke talks about how it's in the Jedi needs to end, blah 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 to Rey, and how the Jedi is just a bunch of failure. And I mean, that's true, and you kind of see it's kind of over, and then a new beginning will start. So Yoda comes back, and he is a Force ghost, and he advises Luke, and Luke is like, I'm gonna burn down the tree, I'm gonna get rid of all the ancient texts, the Jedi. And Yoda's like, you know what, whatever, and he just strikes down lightning and then burns down the tree anyway. And so that was kind of interesting. It was good to have Yoda as a Force ghost. I really wish there was more Force ghosts. I found that I would love to see an Anakin Force ghost, or even a Palpatine Force ghost. That would be amazing, because there's Force ghosts and there's also Dark Force ghosts, so why was there no Palpatine? why wasn't Palpatine whispering in Kylo's ear? I don't know. What I did like about the battle is when Commander Holden blasts into the ship and like breaks it apart, and then there's just silence and it's just nice visuals and you're just like, what? So that was kind of interesting. I did enjoy that part of the battle. Let's talk about Rose and Finn's kind of character arc through it. So they have to go on the secret mission to get a code breaker just so they can get into the First Order ship. They try to get into the First Order ship and try to stop them from tracking the Resistance and blah 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 blah. But the thing is that kind of storyline was like kind of weak because it really didn't do anything. They just found this master coder who ended up stabbing them in the back. And it's like, okay, whatever. But I did really like Rose's character. She did bring some development and kind of show that there was oppression, and especially when they went to the rich kind of city and saw all the people that made money off of giving the First Order, giving them weapons and things like that. And it was kind of interesting and showing like how people are like forced into like slavery. And I did kind of like that it's just a reminder of why. And obviously when it begins and you know her sister dies, that was a very poignant moment in the very beginning of the movie. So Poe throughout it is kind of like whatever. He's just a typical hothead. He just keeps like being like guns, guns, guns. He's just so trigger happy, and I'm kind of like, it was kind of just felt flat. I was kind of like, there was really no good like battle with him. In the beginning it was okay, but I don't know. Like I just wanted better space battles and just better lightsaber battles. It's just seriously like, especially at the end. Let's talk about this battle. So Rey gets to Kylo. So after all these forced FaceTimes, she gets to Kylo and she's like, I can see him. He's gonna go against Snoke. And Snoke is like, it's all planted in your head. Like I planted that in his head, you know? And I'm like, okay, first of all, this seems a little weird. And I was like, Kylo's gotta turn because otherwise it's too predictable. And well, it is predictable that he would turn. So it ends up being that he is about to kill Rey, but then he changes it and just uses another lightsaber and kills Snoke instead. Here's my problem with this. They just kill off Snoke. We still don't know really who he is. He was like terrible character anyway, but like not really good character development at all. So we don't really know who he is, and we're just kind of like, whatever. He's dead now, so maybe that's all that problem. But it's still kind of like, And he was also so easy to kill. Like he's supposed to be all this powerful stuff. How did he get this power? Like how did they not know? I don't know. Kylo fight the Red Knights, and then my thing is that. Why is the battle so weak? Like they just like basically just use their lightsaber this whole time. They like never really use the Force, and like I don't know, like you know the prequel style battles where it's like, oh, it's just so much better, you know. So and then Kylo's like, you and I, we can build a better empire together. Like we're gonna leave the past behind. The First Order is dead. The Resistance is dead. The past is over. We're gonna build it. We're gonna rule it together. A new order. And I'm like, oh my god. A little crazy, Kylo. Like, I think he just wants to be, like, a part of something new, which is weird, but I don't know. And then he, like, it's just kind of interesting. And I do like his character development with Rey, but I think their connection, they're trying to kind of make it romantic, which is kind of weird. But they're the yin and yang. As Rey, who's the good, gets stronger, he also gets stronger as the darkness and opposite, you know. And Snoke alludes to this. But I also think that they're related because of all the connections between them. And he says that your parents were just gamblers. They got rid of you so they could get more drinks. And I was kind of like, okay, that seems a little fishy to me. I still think Luke is her dad. I have a whole YouTube video about it. I just think that they swept that under the rug too quick. If you're gonna have 2 movies about that, about your heritage, and then like all of a sudden you're just like, they were nobodies. Like, doesn't make sense. So I'm catching you down on that. I don't believe that. Then, so Luke goes to force project to the planet where the Resistance is got through the escape pods, blah blah blah. So they get to it, and Luke force projects there, which that was really interesting. I did like how they force projects. He kind of messes with Kylo and just stalls them, just battles him, and he's like, it's all my fault that you're like this, just like Obi-Wan and Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, but whatever. It's kind of like, okay, whatever, you know, it's like, yeah, okay, I like it. But my thing was when Luke came and he saw Leia and he was talking about Han, and he's like, they never really leave us, and I was like, I was literally bawling, because I'm like, oh my god, like, and they're always here, you know, and it was just so sad, because Carrie Fisher is gone, and it was just so depressing. Like, anytime Carrie Fisher was on the screen, like, I was, like, low-key bawling. After Luke uses all of the energy, he dies. literally just sweeps away, like he's gone. Like the Force project. Like he just stares into the sunset, similar to how it began, where he just like stared in the sunset, and he just dies. And it was so depressing. I was like, oh, great. But they didn't even care. They're just like, it was just all peace. And I mean, he will come back as a Force ghost, obviously, but it's still kind of depressing because everyone is canonically dead of like the originals, except where's Lando? You know, Lando needs to be showing up, but they're all dead except like Leia, and she's dead in real life. It's just like, it's so depressing, you know? Let me tell you this. At the end, especially after Luke died, it should have ended with Force Ghost. I'm telling you, Force Ghost. But it didn't, so whatever. Should have ended like Return of the Jedi. And then it kind of just ended too happy. Like, what are they going to do with a third movie? I don't really know. Kylo, I don't know. Is he going to get a redemption arc? I don't think Kylo will die. I think Rey's parents, they will go deeper in that, and I hope they do. So overall, I really like this movie. It was very similar to the prequels. It had a lot of moments that are very similar. But, you know, I do like the prequels because they have a lot of development just in the world. So these movies are kind of lacking in development of the world. So I hope they improve upon that in episode 9, but I don't know. You know, it was really good though, and I really did enjoy it. I will have to see it a couple more times in the theaters. But yeah, so that's my thoughts on The Last Jedi. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and thanks guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more content like this. And yeah, so thanks guys for watching, and bye!